I started doing theater in fourth grade. I started out as crew with Beauty and the Beast Jr., then Seussical Jr., The Music Man, Night at the Wax Museum, Peter Pan, Way Out West in a Dress, Into the Woods, The King and I, Scrooge, and Mary Poppins. Then I decided to join Onstage, my first onstage show being The Addams Family, where I played the Pilgrim Ancestor. Then Shrek, where I played a guard, a knight, and the Pied Piper. Crew for Scrooge, Thoroughly Modern Millie, where I played Bun Fu, a modern, and a speakeasy denizen. Crew for The Music Man, Beauty and the Beast, where I played the bookseller and a plate. Haphazardly Ever After, and this show was pretty cool because the theater officers were interviewed for the news.
It's so cool just to be able to do different roles and be a different person for a couple days.
Yeah, and Peyton, how long have you been involved in the musical theater?
Since fourth grade.
Since fourth grade. And Connor,
On Stage for Scrooge, where I played Mr. Fezziwig, a party guest, and Christmas Future. It's a Wonderful Life, where I played Ernie the Mailman. The Sound of Music, where I played Franz, a soldier of the Third Reich, and the priest. Our school participates in this program called Stars of Tomorrow, and this was the 20th year anniversary. And because we participated in all 20 years, we won a plaque and a check for $1,000. Grease, where I played male ensemble. Seussical, where I played the Grinch and a Wickersham brother. Crew for the Lady Pirates of Captain Bree. Scrooge, where I played Mr. Fezziwig, a party guest, and Christmas Future. And this was our school's 20th annual production of Scrooge, so at the end of it we had this little ceremony for all the people involved, and it was pretty cool. This was also my senior Scrooge. Now, before I actually start this video, I feel as if it should start the way all good musicals do, with the overture. of the things that I love about musicals is that once in a while, if you mess up, it's okay. Because with live theater, no two performances are ever the same. From auditions to read through to music rehearsal to set construction to production week to strike and to Stars of Tomorrow, I've captured every single day of my last high school musical.
Hey guys, it's Peyton here. So I'm getting ready to audition for my senior show at high school. We're doing Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I'm going to vlog my whole experience. Just got changed, and I'm off to pick up a friend, and then we're going to go to auditions, and then we'll see what happens.
He's too embarrassed to vlog right now, so I'm gonna do it for him.
Oh my god.
Can you sing for us?
Oh no. I don't sing for people.
What role are you auditioning for?
I'm auditioning for the role of the Baron.
Can you give us a taste of the accent?
Probably not.
Come on.
No, it's so embarrassing.
It is definitely not. Come on. Come on.
No.
He's going to sell it to two Bulgarians.
Oh, I got it. We won't tell him we are from Bulgaria.
Goran, one only has to look at you to know how vulgar you are.
My darling, how do I look?
I could eat you with a spoon, my strudel.
Oh, my little knackrass.
My sticky bun. I have such a special surprise birthday plan for you today.
You do? Tell me. What's the theme for this year's party?
Shan't, it's a surprise.
Tell me about my party.
You'll have to wait and see.
Tell me.
Don't make me count. I have a special surprise. I have a special present planned for you today. This year, the toy maker has excelled himself.
The toy maker? What has he made? Is it a toy?
It's like a sixth sense with you, isn't it? You always know.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm going to have a big party and get a flying car, and the toy maker made a special toy just for me. What more could a baron want?
His baroness.
Oh, my Wiener Schnapple.
Your rotten toys mean more to you than I do.
No, you know what you mean to me, don't you, my darling?
Remind me.
You're my little coochie face, my coochie face. Every time I look at you, I sigh.
And you're my little teddy bear. My lovey, little teddy bear.
Ooh.
You're the apple strudel of my eye.
Your choochie woochie nose, your choochie woochie eyes, they set my heart aflutter.
Your oochie coochie ways, your oochie coochie geese.
You're my little coochie face,
and you're my teddy bear.
Together we're a choochie woochie oochie coochie pair.
I'm a
So Emily and Brendan are over here going over lines, and then Christy's over here just standing there. So Sam finally just showed up after not being here for all day, and she's also auditioning for the Baroness, so we're going to practice our lines right now. I'm about to go in an audition, and I'm probably definitely going to throw up.
That's okay, we're gonna be fine. We're
And
gonna do great.
yeah. So I just did one audition, and I did it with Riley, and now I'm going to go back in, and we're going to do it with Sam. And I'm still nervous, and still think I'm probably going to throw up. So we're sitting here just waiting. Riley and Sam are here with me. In about a couple minutes, I'm going to be going in with Sam to sing. So I just finished my second audition with Sam, and it went pretty well. And now we just have to wait and see what the cast list is. So the cast list just came out, and we got the Baron and Baroness, and I'm so excited. So that's awesome. So we're here at our first practice, and we were supposed to have a read-through today, but of course we don't have the scripts, you know. So we are starting the dances. We are moving the stuff right now to do the dances.
And this Bombi Samba.
And I'm really excited.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Up in the front there, that's Miss Jensen. She's the dance choreographer for this show. She teaches us all the dances. And right now they're working on one of the bigger dance numbers in the show, Me All Bamboo. Now this one's pretty cool because they all have eventually will have these bamboo sticks, and it's pretty cool because it's like a prop for the dance.
7, 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
One of the many things that I like about this show is that it's a dance show, so there's lots of fun numbers happening.
Okay.
You use a sturdy pole. Ladies use a parasol.
Crawl.
You have a hefty spear.
So I'm here, and it's day 2, and we're stretching right now.
So right here for our warm-up stretch, we are going over Bombi Samba, which is one of the numbers that I'm in. And I really love this number because it's kind of like tango-y style. So it's pretty fun to do. It's got some really cool moves in it, as you'll see eventually. And right now she's just going over the woman's part.
So we're here at read-through. So Sam finally decided to show up to a practice for once.
I was in Atlanta.
We did it, Boris. We did it.
We did it. We swam all 1,568 miles.
We swam all. We swam all the way from England, but I think the cold water shrunk me.
It doesn't show.
Good. And look, we managed to beat the Great Balloon de Bulgaria.
Improbable, but true. And there's the inventor. The Baron will be so proud of us. We will all get a royal welcome.
First, you don't succeed.
Give up.
No.
Yes.
No.
So this is read-through, and here we just read through the script and familiarize ourselves with the show and what happens in it.
So we just finished read-through, and it was so amazing. Literally loved the show. Literally died twice.
When you
you can't
Just doing blocking for some of the scenes right now. All of the scenes I'm in, of course, and then some of the scenes that Samantha's in.
So this was the first day we did blocking, and it was really cool because like we can finally start to see the show come together.
Every glowing path that goes astray shows you how to find a better way.
So every time you stumble, never grumble. Next time, you'll bumble even less. Oh, yes.
So up from the ashes,
Up from the ashes,
grow the
roses of success. Bum, 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 bum. Grow the roses, grow the roses, grow the roses.
So we just finished blocking a few of the scenes that the Baron and Baroness are in and the two spies, and now I'm going down to see what the inventors are doing. We just found out that Liz gets lines in the show in the inventor scene.
So one of the reasons I wanted to document or vlog my experience with this being my last show in high school is because for every show I take pictures and stuff, but videos can capture movement and sound. So I thought it was really cool for that in the future when I come back to look at this experience, that I can see the way that like I moved and sounded, but also like my growth over the years of things like acting and singing, and even the dancing as well too. But I just thought it'd be cool because I could watch my progression. And on a little bit of a different note, when I first started vlogging, I was a little bit more like shy or embarrassed to record, but because I did this over the course of about 5 months, as like the weeks and things went on, I got a little bit more comfortable recording and actually had a little bit of fun with it. So I think that's pretty cool too. So also with this being my senior show, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, this show or musical has meant a lot to me because in 2005 I saw this on Broadway, and it was the first show I ever saw on Broadway. So that was pretty cool and definitely started a spark of theater for me. And I've grown up watching the movie. I've watched it a million times. And the music and the dancing is just so colorful. And it's a very funny show, The Baron. It's really cool because that's the part that I auditioned for. And I'm so proud of myself for being able to set the goal to audition for that part and then getting it. And I'm happy that I was able to portray the Baron in Avon's version of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. When I decided to audition for the Baron, one of the things that crossed my mind was that I knew he was in a few songs. And I'm not the best singer, I'll admit that. But I think it helped a lot for this because the Baron has a little bit like of an accent and the comedicness to him. So I think that helped because I could play it a little bit funny. But I also was able to work with Mrs. Towler, the musical director, and work on my singing. Because I had a part that had songs, we could go over it and practice it. And I think that really helped me learn the notes and pitches. And in the end, I think that I was, for the most part, pretty accurate at most of the notes. So that was an accomplishment that was pretty cool. And as far as the acting goes, this is the biggest part that I've ever had in a show. So he had more lines than a part that I'm used to. So this was a really cool experience to be on stage more and develop my acting abilities like through the lines that I had. So that was a really cool experience to have too.
The tea has been spilled, the dances are happening, play practice has commenced.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So here we're just practicing a part for Bombi Samba, this little spin turn move to see if we'd be able to do it.
So we just choreographed more of Bombi Samba, and we did this really fancy like spin dancey thing.
So right here, Mrs. Madison, the costume lady, is just measuring us for our costumes, which is one of my favorite parts of the show, is once you get into the costume, you really get into character.
So we just choreographed more of Bombi Samba, and it's literally crazy fun. And it's going to look so cool once we're done and learned and memorized. So we're here at dance practice, but our dance director's not even here yet.
Might not be here.
So our dance instructor might not be here today, so we might have to sing or just do the acting part. So stay tuned.
Blocking.
So we actually read the schedule wrong. We're supposed to be singing today.
What?
Bang, bang, chitty, chitty, bang, bang. My fine four-fender friend.
And car will be held for 4 beers.
So we just finished singing Toot Sweets and the opening number, and they're sounding pretty good. So we're learning some choreography for Toot Sweet today. And
Oh, wait,
we're
we
doing
are?
blocking for the Baron and Baroness today. Also, Goran and Doris are blocking with us today too. I'm so excited to see these dances finished because the old bamboo dance looks so good, and I just love the Bombi Samba.
Yes, Daddy. Sweets, toot, sweets. Sweets, toot, sweets. No longer need candy be mute.
So today we're doing the choreography for Choo-Chee Face. We're learning Choo-Chee Face right now, and we just did a bunch of the dancing for the first part, and it's hysterical.
Yes.
You're my little Gucci face. Every time I look at you, I'm crying.
And you're my little teddy bear. My lovey, lovey, lovey little teddy bear. Yeah, I feel true of my eyes.
You're too sweet, I think set my heart above the
And you're my teddy bear. Together we're an oochie 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 coochie pair.
Lift me up.
She really exaggerates it, so we have to restart.
Oh, I don't deserve it.
That was beautiful.
That was a beauty quote.
I know.
You're my little Gucci face.
And you're my teddy bear. Together we're an Gucci, Gucci. Turn around.
You're my little Choo-Chee Face.
And you're my teddy bear. Together we're a
Choo-Chee Woochie Oochie Coochie.
very wisdom. And so for your birthday, darling Bambi, I sing my song for you. Leave me alone.
Left size?
No, anglicized.
Anglicized, is that how I would say it?
Yes. Okay.
But how do
So,
we anglicize?
We must
Okay, so today we're learning more of the Bambi Samba, and then we're gonna sing today.
The hot new rhythm sizzling. Yeah.
So today was a pretty easy day for us. All we did was Bambi Samba a couple times, and now we get to go home. Woo! So today we're finishing the choreography for Old Bamboo, and we finally have bamboo sticks. Woo! So that is so exciting.
Heck yeah.
And then we're and then we're finishing Bambi Samba, and I'm so excited for that because I literally love that dance. So we just finished the choreography for Bambi Samba, and I have to do this little stunt thing, and it's a little crazy. So let's see if we can do that. But the rest of the dance is nice. Bambi Samba is literally my favorite dance in this whole show. So it's also like the only one I'm in, other than Chitty Face. But I'm really excited. So Mrs. Tyler's probably gonna make me move because I'm not in my voice section. So I'm gonna.
Supposed to be in voice sections?
Sweets, toot, sweets, the tweet, that's so sweet.
To advertise for our show, we put out these marquee boards with the name of the show and the date on them and stuff. So right here, it's just being painted.
It might you know how much in machines.
Well, I never. You say that louder.
Yeah.
This was the first day of set construction. Right here, we're just building this one tower that's going to go up on the side, and then it's going to wrap around the back wall and have another tower on the other side.
So we finally got the car today, and it looks so cool. I don't know if you can really see it, but look at, hold on.
So this is the car. We rented it from another school, and it was just amazing once we got it.
The wings underneath, that is so cool.
So it was really cool once we found out that they actually drove it and controlled it from inside the car. So this is the music box that spins around.
So today for practice, we're all called, and then we're going to have a theater meeting,
At
unofficial.
our theater meeting, we were just going to start talking about paper plate awards, which is what we do at senior night. All the officers pick a bunch of cast members and just give them these little fun awards. So we were just dividing the people up.
So we just are talking about the paper plate awards for senior night, and who we
Peyton
want.
already stole mine.
And then we're going to get the bamboo sticks, because, fun fact, bamboo sticks break when they're not wet. So they're
we
in the
have to keep
pool
them in
right
the pool.
now getting wet.
It's like a sauna.
Also at the theater meeting we talked about what gifts to give the directors and the directing team at senior night.
Got late to practice because it started early, and they're doing the dance.
So this is stage right of backstage, where we keep a lot of the props, and it has the door to the green room. And you can see on stage there. This is stage left. When I did crew, this was always my side that I was on. Here's more backstage stuff, watching them rehearse on stage. Another reason this vlog was important was because in a couple years they are redoing the auditorium, so we are one of the last senior classes to perform in this auditorium.
So, they've started painting the set.
She's here to be a theme.
Now, we're going to check out the costumes in the green room.
Yeet.
So here we are just trying on our costumes, making sure that we can do the dances in them and that they fit us and stuff. And I love costumes, it's my favorite part. And here's the view of the house of the auditorium.
So,
We're up on top of the platform,
Aiden,
and
please
we're
stop.
in
I'm gonna have a
the
stroke.
curtains.
It was so cool to be up top because you could see everything.
So we just had our first
Oh my
music
God.
practice with our piano player. So we just finished up today, and now we get to go home.
finally.
So today we're finishing Act 2, and we're going to do Chitty Face and Bambi Samba, which we practiced some more of the dances today. And here is the finished banner. And it looks pretty cool, so I can't wait. Got my coat for the Baron, and it looks so awesome. It's double buttoned, and it's red, and it looks cool. And then here's the child catcher's cage, and it's so cool. So we're practicing bows now, which is cool because usually we don't do bows till like the week up, so this is cool. So I'm here right now at set painting, and I'm going to be taught how to do the stripes so I can do it on the other side. And that's gonna be so much fun. So I just got finished painting the railings up there, and I see that I missed a spot.
Here we're working on painting the sign for the 1910 Grand Prix. So here we're just filling in the letters outlines that we did with this black paint marker so you can see the lines better. And this is the other side of the set that I was getting the wood grain and lines up for. Here we are just working on finished painting the top part of the wood.
So right now we're wood graining these bottom parts of the set.
Here's more of the props that are going to be used in the fair and the opening scene. Here are a bunch of the costumes. These are all for the Toot Sweets scene and the dancing. And here they're working on making candy trays for the Toot Sweet scene. Here we are just doing our vocal warm-ups before we started practice today.
A mouthful of cheer, sweet without fear, a music morsel supreme. Sweets, toot, sweets.
So we got the motorbike for the one scene, and more props, and then there's the fun fair sign that we finished painting, and here we're just working on more blocking for some of the scenes. Pretty much all the set painting was done by this point. All the wood graining's done. There was just a few last minute details. So this is the first time that I got to see my Baron costume, and I was able to try it on, and it looked so amazing. So here we're just going over the opening scene at the Grand Prix, where we are first introduced to the car.
So they hung up our senior banners, and there's mine, Rebecca's, there's Sophie's, Sam's, and then Matt's. It's so cool.
So here we're just laying down the pit for the orchestra, and there's the old car, and there's the breakfast machine, and the back is the windmill, and that's the outhouse that Grandpa gets tipped over in. We're just testing that out now.
So right now I'm going to get the bushes that the spies are going to hide behind when they sneak on stage for their scene.
Here we're just setting up the pit surround that encloses the orchestra. So definitely the coolest day was when they came and taught us how to use the car and to show us how it lifted for the flying scene. It lifts up in the back and the front to make it look like it's flying. And then they're going to show us how to use the wings. There was just a lever you pull, and then it popped out and made it look like it was flying. And this was so amazing, and I'm really happy that we were able to get a car that had all these special effects. So these were my Bulgarian flags, and here we were just testing out some cool special effects with cloud projection for the flying scene. Here we're just working on painting some gears. That's the child catcher's horse, the breakfast machine. Here's the sign that covers up the child catcher cart. There's more of the props that you can see from on stage. The fun fair sign with the fun little tassels hanging around it. There we just put it up.
So today is our first run through with the orchestra.
So amazing to actually have the live orchestra there to practice with. We added black curtains up there to the back for entrances. Here's more of the seats and stuff that we could see from the audience. Here they're just practicing on some more dances.
Well, for me, ma'am, you would have gone head first over your handlebars.
Excuse me.
atrocious.
So it didn't really kick in that this was my last show here at Avon until the scene with the family at the beach. And the way Truly was just talking to the family, it just really set in at that scene that this was my last show here at Avon. Sam up there, and here they are trying to figure out how to get the outhouse through the door for the tip scene.
We got this. That's all that matters. Didn't do this in the workshop.
Here they were just trying to figure out the timing of the car and the sound cues. Again, here was the 5 seniors with their banners.
So today we're going over Act 2 before we do it tomorrow with the orchestra. And I love Act 2 because I'm in Act 2. So we're warming up with the dancing right now.
Here's the inventors practicing their dance, the Roses of Success. This is the scene in the toy shop where the child catcher comes to get them. Here we're just like perfecting the staging and the positioning for this scene just to get it all right before production week.
So today we're doing Act 2 with the orchestra for the first time. And I just saw these mirrors. We finally got them for the music box. I'm so excited. So hopefully we'll use those today. And I love that part so much.
Here's the amazing team of costume designers. Here we are with the orchestra. They're all just tuning their instruments and getting ready to start. Here we're just testing out our fog machine that we're going to use to make it look like the car is flying. This was so exciting to see once we got the fog or smoke working. It was really cool, and I think it really added to the way that the car was flying, and it was so exciting once we started using it. There's our fly area where we hide all the set. Here they're just sewing the finishing touches on my jacket, and it looked so amazing once I put it on.
Just got my costume, and it looks so cool. Look at these little pins.
I think it looks great.
So this was the last scene of the show right here, and they were just rearranging us on where to stand on stage.
Riley just got her dress for the Baroness. Just finished the Act 2 with the orchestra, and it was so good, and I can't wait for an audience.
So here we were just going over some more instructions on blocking and where she wants us to stand for the end scene, and then we tried running through it a couple times just to make sure we understood where to go. So here are more of the costumes being finished up, and here's some more props that we've gathered, and we're working on finishing that up. And then here they are practicing with bamboo sticks to see how that all worked out. We're just practicing some of the motions for the opening scene when the car drives by us and they're supposed to be reacting. So we're just going over that and doing the timing with the music cues and trying to line all that up. So that was kind of exciting to see too, because that was a lot of character development in that scene, and the ensemble could have a lot of fun portraying that. So here are some pictures of the set with all the embellishments that we've put on it, including the gears. And this was so cool to see because all these little extra pieces really added to it.
So I just put my costume on for the first run-through of production week. So today is the first day of production week, and we're doing a full run-through without the orchestra, and we're doing some costumes, and the set is finally finished, and it looks really cool. So we're getting ready to do mic checks right now, so I'm heading to the stage, and then I'll be right back.
So here was Sam, Becca, and I in costume, and then we were all just lined up, getting ready to do mic check, day 1 of production week.
I get a mustache now, and this is what it looks like.
Here we all are backstage, getting ready for the opening scene.
I have a crown now too, and it looks so cool.
So here was just the opening number, and this was my view from the little platform I was on. There's Becca over there trying the bike for the first time with this scene. Here's me posing next to my senior banner. And then this is the back walkway to get from stage right to stage left. This is the scene where Coggins is working on the junk car.
Yeah, dirty Bob. Who's Bob?
Attention!
Attention!
So this one scene of Toot Sweets was always pretty cool because I recorded it multiple times so you can watch throughout the video, like the progression of this scene forming. This was a scene where we tried to do this dog chase, but we could never get it to work. So unfortunately that didn't happen, but it was still pretty cool that we tried.
But Doris, how do we aim the size?
This was the funfair scene. I liked this scene a lot because we had a lot of special effects with lights going on.
Just a little friction.
It tickles.
Cindy, you're smoking.
I'm on fire.
Almost finished.
Turn it off. I'm on fire.
I'm gonna get you a valve that'll go ding 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 ding.
My head's on
Oh my god!
This is the scene I was talking about earlier with Truly and the family on the beach. This is the scene that really reminded me that this was my last show at Avon. Here are the inventors trying on some wigs.
This is my costume for Choochie Face. It's just the suspenders and the mustache. So we're starting vocal warm-ups, and we're doing a dance practice, and then we're going to get mics and start.
Here we are on stage doing some of our dance warm-ups. We were just called to get our mics, so everyone's on the way back to grab theirs.
Testing out new mustaches for me, and this one itches my mouth.
By what?
So like I said, they're redoing the auditorium in a few years, which will include all new seating, a new acoustic wall, which will keep all the sound in the auditorium. And so it's pretty cool that I was able to record for a bunch of months the auditorium, just so we could see and remember what it used to look like before it was rebuilt.
Tally ho! Wellington boots.
The old bamboo scene was so fun to watch because the dance was just so high energy. The inventors getting ready, getting their hair done and their costumes on, getting ready for their scene, Roses of Success. Just hooking up the fog machine, getting it all ready to start, because tonight we were going to test it with the car to make sure that it looked right and was all positioned in the right spot. And then here you can see it being used with the car, and it looks so cool. And from the audience, it was really cool to see. So other than the fog, to make the car stand out, we have this star drop, which we love using that, and that really added to the nighttime effect of it.
You pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you.
So for the Wednesday of production week, we usually don't do too much. We usually just do some notes and go over things. So we're just trying to get the mirrors like situated and practice bringing those on, and that was really cool to see those being used. So I'm so happy we were able to use the mirrors. And then here we're just trying to get Rebecca covered up so that when she makes her big entrance, she can't be seen. We ran through the finale number just a few more times to get that perfect. And then on Thursday for our open dress, I had all the theater officers over so we could start doing the paper plate awards for everyone.
Oh, no.
Where?
Hey, look at my forehead wrinkle. It's so deep.
No, look.
I'm 17. The stress. I don't know what I'm doing. I just surprised a lot. No, I just like, yeah. I talk with my face.
The things around my eyes are like blue.
So we were just putting on our makeup before we got in costume, and then we were going to head down to the middle school music room, and we were going to do some vocal warm-ups, get notes from Mrs. Campbell, and then go over some more dance notes right before we started. So open dress rehearsal is our final practice, and people are allowed to come in and watch. So there's usually like 10, 15, 20 people there watching us. It gives us kind of a feel of, you know, what's going to be funny, what's not funny, what scenes are going to get lots of clapping, if the dances are like high energy, you know, all the stops we need to do. If we've forgotten any props, it's our last chance to get those. We try all of our costume changes.
Your jacket's down here. Do you need a shirt and pants?
Oh, my foundation's all cold because of the car.
You're welcome.
That's not your fault. Like, it would have been cold anywhere.
I know, but my car is dramatically cold and then dramatically hot.
This foundation is so dark.
This foundation is my shade. This
Ew.
is top.
Do you want some of mine? It's a pour.
What color is it though? French cups. That's the only. I might take a. Can I have like a little?
Do my eyebrows look disgusting?
Well, they look good for stage. I mean, I wouldn't wear it to school like that.
Come on, man. Why don't you wear this all week like this?
I have a jacket for him. It's right there at the end.
After we were done doing our base makeup, we went and got some more detailed makeup put on.
So tonight is open dress rehearsal, and as you can tell, I am so excited. And as of now, we're going mustacheless, and this is my new hair, and my makeup is looking a little better. Can you see it?
Are you permanently going mustacheless?
We're going to go find out right now. Okay, bye. Trying out this crown now too tonight, and seeing how that looks. So we're doing my mustache now, apparently.
This was one of my favorite moments of the show. I would stand backstage every night and watch Sam and Michael sing their song for the spy scene. It was so cool to be right there every night for them. One of Sam's favorite parts of the show is all the things that she gets to sneak on and off stage with. And right here they have the balloons, and I know that she enjoyed that. And then here they're about to sneak off stage with these bushes, and that was really fun to watch and very comedic. And this is the first time that the car drives out on stage, and it was really cool every single night to hear the audience clap and gasp when it drove, because they didn't expect it to.
So we're here, and it's performance night number 1, and we're getting ready right now.
So once we get there, we go grab our mics, and then we get into costume, get our makeup on, we do voice warm-ups, and then curtain opens and we go. So here I was just sitting, getting some makeup put on by Mrs. Newman.
So Riley just did my eyes. Can you see them? Can you see them?
Are they pretty?
So the show starts in like 10 minutes.
Here was backstage before Toot Sweets. I love finally having an audience out there because you can hear them clapping and laughing, and it's really exciting.
So the car stopped working right on stage, and right before our scene,
stage like an idiot.
And then we did our scene, and then we went to intermission before the car flies. Also, sorry that you can't see me right now.
I stood on stage with the lights down, cleaning a gun with a bandana.
But
in front of the audience.
You should have just had sneak peek.
At least that was the best time that we've done it before. Right?
So to cheer us up, we played a game of Big Fat Pony.
My baby, son, son, son. My baby, this is how we do it. Ride around that big fat pony, ride around that big fat pony, ride around. This is how we do it. Ride around that big fat pony, ride around that big fat pony, ride around that big fat pony. This is how we do it. Run, 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 my baby. Big fat pony, this is how we do it. Run, 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 my baby.
So we just finished our first performance, and now we have to go to senior night. I'm going to get all the paper plate awards and the flowers and stuff.
Here was the cake that they got us for senior night. Here's Mrs. Campbell and Miss Jensen introducing me hugging Miss Jensen, and then taking a picture with them with my flowers and balloon. And then they get all the seniors this little keychain, and it just said ACS Theater, and then Peyton DeFranco the Baron. Here's the 5 seniors posing for a picture. Here is us holding our chocolate figures, because it's a tradition that the seniors get a chocolate figure of us based on our costumes. Here's Sam, Becca, and I. Here's me hugging Mrs. Madison. Here's her coming over to hug all of us.
So it's performance night number 2. It's Saturday. And right now, we just finished vocal warm-ups, and I'm heading down to get my costume on.
Here's the guy working on the car to get it fixed from yesterday's breakdown. Here's everyone just getting ready for the show. Writing some kisses for cast notes, which are little thank you notes and congratulation notes for everyone.
So this is my eyes tonight.
Mrs. Campbell's just giving us some notes on what to switch from last night to tonight to make it better.
Starting!
Here we're just walking down from the middle school music room to the auditorium, getting ready to start performance number 2. Here's Mrs. Campbell giving the intro speech.
We are so pleased you could be here for tonight's performance. A few housekeeping notes before we begin.
I was super excited for this night's performance because I had a bunch of teachers who came out this night to see me.
We have a couple fundraisers going on this evening. All proceeds go directly to our theater program to help fund all of our future theatrical endeavors.
Saturday was the biggest crowd of all 3 nights, and it was super exciting. And for Choochie Face, the applause for that song was so loud, it was really cool.
Additionally, we have starbursts for your favorite star or kisses for the cast and crew outside the auditorium as well.
So, listening to this speech right before we get started is really exciting because after she's done with this, the orchestra will start right away, and then the curtain opens and we start with the show. And my first line was like on page 8, maybe, I think it was. So I had a couple pages before, but it was in the song because it would go song, dialogue, and then onto the rest of the show. So it was so like anticipating, getting ready to go, and it was really exciting. And every night I just remember I was like, oh, I can't wait. And it was really fun waiting and listening to the speech every night because it really gets me like, oh, yeah, there's an audience out there. Let's go and perform our best every single night. And we did, and it was so exciting.
And please remember, ladies and gentlemen, despite our crazy inventors, there were no cell phones in the early 1900s. And international rates to England or Bulgaria would be outrageous. So please turn off your cell phones now and refrain from using cameras or video devices during the production. Thank you and enjoy the show.
This is the TV that's in the green room, which we watch to see when it's time to get ready and go on stage. Here's Becca exiting off stage on her bike, and this bike was a real pain because it took us a bunch of different bikes and motorcycles to get one that worked, but we settled with this one, and I think it worked. Here again, I was backstage as they were doing their singing scene, The Two Spies, and I was just so happy and proud of Sam to have such an amazing part in her senior show and have so much fun playing it. It was just really exciting. We are driving to Denny's right now.
Apparently Garrison likes it a lot. I was like, I remember. No, we were here. When Garrison was like, and you mentioned my mom. You're not being crazy. You're not putting me in it.
So Denny's was crazy and fun and hectic as normal, but it was really fun and I was happy I went.
So I'm here, and this is the last performance night.
Here's the house, the auditorium. That's the tech table in the back. Orchestra pit in the front. We were just getting ready to do mic check. So I was just showing some more backstage. And then we were all lined up. And here was my last mic check at Avon.
What we're going with for my eyes tonight. Rebecca did them again tonight. We have the Stars of Tomorrow judge here for backstage. The other day we had the singing and acting judge.
Here we're just loading air into the car, getting that ready to go. All the balloons are on the car and ready. Stage crew has everything set. All the stuff on stage is ready to go. We just have to wait for the audience. More people just getting their kisses for cast notes written, and we're just chilling before we start.
Tasting time.
Two sweets, sweet not so sweet double.
Vicky Stickett. I once knew a woman named Vicky Stickett.
Here's all the old bamboo dancers, just posing for a picture. This is the fun fair scene. This is the scene that the dance Me Old Bamboo is in. So that's going to be really exciting. And just like that, the show's over. So it was time we started strike. We started picking up the orchestra pit, taking down the set on stage. We go through all the aisles of the seats, cleaning up all the garbage. We help in the hallway, taking posters down, bringing music stands back up to Mrs. Towler's room.
It's back to the library where we got them from after the show was over, and we just finished, and yeah. Collected all the posters from the walls.
There's literally only 4.
And there was only 4 up, but now they're not up anymore. So that's a pet peeve, is seeing posters up on the hallway after the show was over.
The hardest part of all shows is once it's over, seeing the set start being taken down. Taking off my crown for the last time was definitely really hard. So crazy how long it takes to paint and build and decorate the set, but how quickly it comes down. Once the show's over, we can go get our Kisses for Cast bag with all the notes in it. By this point, half of the set's already taken down. So Avon used to have this tradition where the seniors would be able to sign the back wall of the stage. But recently we were told we were no longer allowed to do that. So Mrs. Madison signed the inside of my jacket for me so that in the future when they use it, everyone will know it was my jacket. That was one of the coolest things anyone's ever done for me. So it's a tradition that after the last performance and after strike is over, we go bowling. So we just boarded the bus, and then we went bowling, and it's pretty cool because we're usually the only people there. So they give us like 5 or 6 lanes, and then we group up, and then we bowl, and then eventually they turn out the lights, and it's like a little disco party in there. And like I said, this is pretty cool because this is like the only time I ever go bowling is with the shows. Even after the performances are over, the show's never finished. So this is us next week back at school, and we are just returning some of the props that we've borrowed, and the car is going to be leaving. So here we are just trying to maneuver it back into the hallway to get it out. Here's the car driving down the hallway of our school, which that was pretty funny to see, and everyone who walked by was like, what, a car? Anyways, so yeah, that was also kind of really sad to watch it leave too, though, because it's like, oh, I guess it's kind of over now, as the car's leaving. And so we also borrowed the music box, the old car, the child catcher's cage. So here we are loading it up onto their trailer. And yeah, it was really hard to see that door close once the car got loaded. And again, just because all the props now are gone doesn't mean the show's over yet. So our school participates in this thing called Stars of Tomorrow. It's this little award ceremony that we get to do, and we get judged on our performance and our show. And there's an opening gala. So Rebecca and I were selected as the 2 students to get to go for it. And so this is us at day 1 of dance practice, because we have to learn a dance and a song. It's a medley, and then we perform it at the Stars of Tomorrow Gala. And that was really fun, and it was an incredible experience, and I'm so happy I was picked to do that. Another thing we do is this early morning show where the dancers get to go and perform on the auditorium theater stage, and we learn a dance and a song that day. We have like 3 hours to learn it, and this was all at like 4 o'clock in the morning that we learned it, and then at the same time we have to perform it right on the news.
Hi, what's your name? I'm Rebecca Fran.
I'm Payne DeFranco.
And we're from Avon, and we did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Nice. All right, let's make our way.
So this was really exciting because this year's song for the early morning show was Dancing Through Life from Wicked. This was just the coolest experience ever. I really can't say how much fun this was. And this right here is just a tweet from Channel 13 saying how the schools came together in the early morning to put on this dance for the live TV. Also at Stars, each school gets to perform a little medley that they created. It's about 2.5 minutes they get. So there we were just going over some of the new music, and here we're receiving some of our notes and feedback that we got back from Stars. And the feedback that I got for the Baron was just incredible. I got excellent and outstanding for almost all the categories. Stars, we sent 2 dancers and then 4 choir members. So here we are at first day of music practice. So this was so fun, and I'm so happy that I got to share this experience with Becca, Sam, Michael, Brooke, and Aiden, and it was so much fun. So here we are just learning the song that we're going to sing for the gala.
So we have Stars practice right now, and we're going over the music, and then hopefully we'll learn some of the dance.
And half of our cast isn't here.
Teamwork can make a dream work if you fight for what is right. Though it seems our dreams.
Here we're just getting ready to go over some of the dance moves and arm motions for the piece. Back at Stars practice, we're just going to go over more of the dance and song and keep chugging away at that. Stars was really cool because I was able to meet a lot of new people and make some friends. DVD recording that we got. Each of our cast was unable to make it to the dates and practices of Stars of Tomorrow, so we had to change the music from what we originally had, so we started practicing the new music.
So we just finished Stars of Tomorrow practice with the new music, and
there's
there was
no one
only
here.
a few of us here, so we couldn't really do much. We got most of the dancing learned.
Here we're just going over some notes on positioning, and then we're going to start singing. So this day, everyone was here because this was our last day to practice at school before we had a chance on the auditorium stage. School is given a time slot, and they have 20 minutes to practice to run through it a couple times on the space to make sure that with the bigger stage all the positioning looks correct. This was the last day that we had to practice for the Stars opening number before we started doing run-throughs on the stage.
Special kind of people we are. Show people we live in a world of our own.
The dancers and the chorus were both called today. This was the first day that we practiced running through this number with a live orchestra there with us.
So this is our last Saturday practice for Stars, and then we have Wednesday to practice, and then Thursday is the real thing.
So as I said, this was our last weekend practice for Stars, which was kind of sad because it meant that this whole process was coming to an end.
Nobody cares.
again, I just want to say that this has been an amazing experience. I'm so happy that I was picked as the dancer, and I'm so happy that I was able to spend this experience with Becca and Sam and Brooke and Michael and Aiden. It's just been so much fun, and I'm so happy that we were all here together to do this, and I'll never forget this song and dance and the whole experience. It was just so much fun, and I'm so thankful for that. Here, Eliza's just going over the hand motions for teamwork, which is what we're going to end our little section with. And today's the day that we have 20 minutes to practice on the auditorium theater stage. And then after that's over, the gala people have to stay for a dress rehearsal on the stage there, which we're going to go over positionings and spacing to make sure that we have that all set, because tomorrow night will be the real thing. And then here we all are just waiting to do some vocal warm-ups before we get on the bus and go.
So today is Wednesday. We're going to the auditorium theater right now to practice. We have 20 minutes for Avon's thing to practice, and then we're practicing for the Stars Gala, and we're going to supper with Mrs. T in between.
It's her treat.
Here we all are on the stage, all positioned and spaced out for the finale number, Teamwork. Here we are just getting some dinner before we have to head back to do dress rehearsal. And the color we decided to go with for our costumes was blue. So there's my vest. And for the millionth time probably, I just want to say that I'm just so happy I was picked to do this. It was so much fun, and I had fun the entire time, and everything was so exciting. And we were just going over positionings here, and it was not stressful or scary or anything like that at all. It was just so much fun the whole time. And I'm, again, just so happy I was picked. But so like I said, again, this is the night that we went over positioning and spacing to make sure we had that all good. And then there Becca and I are. More of us just jumping in this one. All the guys come forward for one part. Here we go back, doing a little snap move. And then back up in the front with the guys. So the 6 of us had to head up early so that we could do last-minute touches with the gala. So we were just picking up our costumes and getting our makeup on right here before we left.
So we just grabbed our costumes for Stars of Tomorrow. We're heading up there on a bus, and it's supposed to leave at 3, and it's just about 3 o'clock. We're just waiting for the bus to get here. Then we're going to go up, and then we're going to practice a couple times with the opening number, and then it'll be time to perform.
That was us just doing some vocal warm-ups, getting us ready to sing before we started. We ran through it 2 or 3 times it was, and then they sent us to our dressing rooms. And here was our dressing room. We had all of our costumes and stuff put up on the wall, and we were just doing some more like last-minute makeup, and then they served us pizza, and then shortly after that we started.
So there's 10 minutes till places till we start the opening gala, and then it's almost a 4-hour event or more. And then I'm so excited, a little bit nervous, but not really at all. So, okay, bye.
Singers and dancers and our student orchestra as they perform a special opening number arranged and created especially for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our show people.
So this is the view from Avon's section of seats. We were up in the top balcony, and right now I'm behind that curtain, and we're just getting ready to perform, and it was so much fun. And oh my God, it was so exciting. And the whole time we were performing, I was like, oh my God.
we just finished the opening gala, and it was actually really sweaty, and Sam just forgot her hat before we go on, and now we're going to go up and get our seats with everyone else.
Something really cool that they do is they judge us based on things like singing, dancing, acting, and then leads and supporting and stuff. So that was really cool. And here we won for Outstanding Singing Ensemble. We also won for Dance Ensemble. And then I forgot to record this part, obviously, but I won for Outstanding Supporting Actor as the Baron. Brian Lewis also won for Outstanding Supporting Actor as Child Catcher. And here, Riley won for Outstanding Supporting Actress as the Baroness. So here we are lining up backstage, getting ready for Avon's little performance. Oh my God, so when we got out there for our little bit, all of a sudden, like, it just went so quickly, it was so crazy. I don't even remember, like, singing or moving or anything. It was just so crazy. It was so much fun. The audience laughed a lot, and it was really cool just to be out there, to be just her and I out there, and we both had mics, and it was so exciting, and I really can't believe that that I had the chance to do this and have a little bit of a solo and duet on such a big stage in front of so many people. And it was just really cool because a bunch of my friends were in the audience too, so that was really cool that they were there to see me, and it was just so much fun. It was also kind of sad to think, though, that after we sang Choochie Face, we would go into teamwork, and then after that, like, that was the last time I would really get to ever perform. So we do have to do like a closing number, which is just the opening number, but at the end. But you know, I didn't have any solos or anything in that. So this was really like my last moment for the high school show to have like an individual part. So that was kind of sad, and it was actually the last time that I'd ever sing, you know, a Baron's song. So that's kind of really sad too, because I loved this show so much, and I'm just so happy that I was able to sing the songs and be in the dances that I was in.
So we just performed. It was very scary, but it was very fun. Okay, bye.
So this guy here, his name is Bob Sagan. I think he's like the founder or one of the big figures behind STARS. And every year he gives a little speech. So here's just a little clip of what he said this year.
Again, a salute to the parents for your continued support and encouraging the appreciation and the development of arts within your school district. My salute to you.
Here's one of the schools that did Mamma Mia. A bunch of my friends and coworkers are up there, so I just wanted to include this. Here's where it says Rebecca won Outstanding Lead Actress for Truly, and then here's where it says she won this thing called New York City Bound. We're all on stage right now behind the curtain, getting ready to end the night with the closing number.
So we just finished the ending of the gala, and it's kind of sad that it's over. But I won Outstanding Supporting Actor, so that was really cool. And yeah. So we're all on the bus, and we're back heading on the way back home. And this was our last ever performance with our high school show, and it was amazing.
It's always a tradition that every year Sam and I, we sit with each other on the bus when we go to Stars. So we wanted to make sure on the way back we kept that tradition going because this was our last time. So here's just the certificates and plaque that we get for participating with Stars. Again, I won, Riley won, Becca won, Brian won, and then we won singing and dance ensemble. I wanted to include all the pictures that I took throughout the show, so it's just going to flash through a bunch of pictures of me and a bunch of people I took them with. So just enjoy that little slideshow.
I sing my song for you.
Fight for what is right.
It's time for bows. Sam and Michael bow, followed by Riley and I. And as I get ready to bow for the last time on this stage, it really hit me. Here's the seniors bowing. And again, the reason that this meant so much to me was because Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was the first show that I ever saw on Broadway, and it really started my love of theater. So to end this video, I'd like to end it with a very special moment, the way we went into intermission, the first moment the car flies.